Hello everyone, Miss Hall here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the assistant principal in a lower school. In the next 50 years, I think the UAE will end up a cashless society as we become more and more reliant on technology to pay for things. I also think that cities will continue to grow and develop throughout the country and that the desert will become an endangered environment.
Hello, Miss Ward here again. What do I think life will be like in 50 years' time in the UAE? Well, I think that there'll be lots of new buildings, maybe even bigger and better, and there'll be more people living here. And who knows, maybe there'll be lots of robots.
So what do I think the UAE will be like in 50 years? The main thing for me would be the structure of the country and more iconic landmarks. I can see huge advances in technology, which would mean developments in science and improved healthcare, and also social economic changes, which would bring about more industry, more trade, more travel, and bigger power systems, which would only mean more and more exciting changes.
Hello, I'm Mr. Booth. When I think about where the UAE may be in the next 50 years, when it's 100 years old, I imagine that it's still going to be as amazing as it is now. I think it'll be run with electric cars, maybe that there's hovercrafts, maybe that the hypertunnel will link us all together, so it'll only take us 5 minutes to get to Dubai. But whatever happens, I'm sure it's still going to be amazing.
Hi, Miss Gibbons here, and I've been asked where I think the UAE will be in 50 years. So I think the UAE will be the top travel destination of the world. I also think it will have the best technological advancements with amazing healthcare and education.
In 50 years' time, I think that the UAE is going to be one of the leading countries in terms of technology.
Here, and the art teacher and head of Year 10. When I think about the UAE in 50 years, I think that places like Abu Dhabi will be cultural centres of the Middle East with lots of amazing art galleries. We've started building some like the Louvre, and we've got some amazing new buildings opening in the next couple of years. And I think we'll also be a science and technology centre of the Middle East as well. I think it'll be a very exciting time to be in the UAE.
Hello, my name is Miss Bravo. I teach Year 2 Leopards. I think that the UAE in 50 years from now will be a lot more aware of the environment. I think we will be using a lot more renewable energies, and I think people will live in harmony with the environment a lot more.
Hello everybody, my name is Miss Hitchcock, and I've been asked to think about what the UAE will look like in 50 years' time. In 50 years' time, I think that the UAE will have many more tall buildings, perhaps even taller than the Burj Khalifa. I think there will be some amazing advances in technology. I wonder if we'll be able to teleport to school.
Hi everyone, Miss Adsad here. I am an assistant principal in the lower school, and I think that in the next 50 years the UAE will be leading the way with international education, particularly for innovation and technology, and we will be setting an example for schools all over the world.
Hello everyone, Mr. Hughes here from PE. In 50 years' time, I think the UAE will have flying cars, robocops, hoverboards, and I also think the UAE will be leading the way on eco-friendly projects using technology.
In the next 50 years, I think that there might be a new world's tallest building that is taller than the Burj Khalifa.
Bonjour, Miss Dussault, French teacher. So, what do I love about the UAE? I love the weather. I love the people. I find them so nice, so welcoming. I love the fact that it's by the sea and we can see the ocean all the time. And in 50 years, I think the UAE will be one of the greatest nations in the world. I think it will be even more spectacular with the buildings. And I think it will be a really happy place. So I'm really excited to see that again in 50 years.
In 50 years' time, I think the UAE will have even taller buildings, so even bigger buildings than the Burj Khalifa, and we'll have lots of rail links to explore the different emirates.
Hi, I'm Miss Heron and I'm the head of Year 4 and the teacher of Heron's class. And I've been asked to tell you what I think the next 50 years in the UAE will look like. And it's such an exciting thing to think about. Just in the last 2 years, the UAE has sent someone to this International Space Station. They've sent the probe to Mars. So even the sky is not the limit for the UAE. It will go beyond that. I think the next 50 years will be very, very exciting. And I'm very proud to be teaching the next generation of people that are going to achieve this. So who knows what it will bring, but I'm sure it will be incredibly exciting and wonderful to witness.